These moves bringing hope to Apaches in eastern Arizona. They're in a desperate fight to block a massive copper mine in the Tonto National Forest. ABC 15's Claudia Rupsich and photojournalist Danny Bavaro spent several days in the area sharing in-depth reports about the controversy surrounding the project.
Before any mining can begin, there's a court fight over a land exchange that's the foundation for a project years in the making.
Oak Flat is one of Arizona's beautiful desert landscapes with giant boulders that draw rock climbers from across the country. Oak trees spread across a low, rugged plateau. For many Apaches, this land is holy.
And that's what this fight is about survival. You know, without these places, our people won't survive spiritually.
You find like places like this, different places, you know?
It's where they pray, pick acorns, collect medicinal plants, hold ceremonies, and honor those buried there. All of that threatened by the Resolution Copper project.
The mining operations will take place over approximately 40 years in an area called the East Plant Site.
It'd be among the largest mines in the United States, estimated to produce as much as 40 billion pounds of copper over 40 years. Underground explosions to mine the ore would eventually cause the surface above it to collapse into a crater nearly 2 miles wide and 1,000 feet deep.
It's just a travesty that, we've got nothing in our federal laws that can protect places like this.
We enthusiastically join with all our neighbors.
In the 50s, the Eisenhower administration had declared Oak Flat off limits to mining. It was protected until 2014, when a bill allowed for a land exchange between the federal government and Resolution Copper, granting it access to Oak Flat.
This system, the leaders listen to the constituents, and the constituents need to start saying, let's do what's right.
Winsler Nosey Sr. is part of Apache Stronghold, a group that's been fighting to protect sacred sites. Native Americans and their allies have argued that the Trump administration pushed to get the company the land by speeding up the publication of the Forest Service's environmental impact statement, an analysis required in order for the land exchange to occur. It's one of several of Trump's policies that they say actively hurt Native American communities. During his time in office, Trump approved the Dakota Access Pipeline. He reduced the size of 2 Utah national monuments, Bears Ears and the Grand Staircase Escalante, to allow for mining and energy drilling. He built a border wall with Mexico through Sacred Burial Ground and opened up part of the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge to oil and gas development.
All these issues that are just a fundamental slap in the face and very concretely harmful to Native people. Trump has really done this with kind of a callous disregard and just recklessly pushed forward with these projects.
President Joe Biden has already said he would review many of those policies. Biden has nominated Representative Deb Haaland to lead the Department of Interior. She'll be the first Native American to hold the position and serve as a cabinet secretary. She'll lead a department with broad oversight over tribal lands in the United States and the complicated relationship between tribal nations and the U.S. government. Oak Flat is part of the U.S. Forest Service, overseen by the Department of Agriculture. Defenders of Oak Flat hope enough people speak out and acknowledge the cultural and religious significance of the land.
The reason why in this fight, I have a little bit more hope, not because they're Democrats, not because they're Republicans, because it's become a United States issue. It's become a world issue.
Apache Stronghold, among others, have filed lawsuits to halt the project. A judge will consider requests for an injunction to stop the land swap, and Congress could pass a bill that would protect Oak Flat. Resolution Copper maintains that throughout this, nothing's been rushed and that they continue to work with Native Americans and the U.S. government. I'm Claudia Rupsich, ABC 15 Arizona.
A preliminary hearing for this lawsuit happens tomorrow. This was the final piece in ABC 15's 3-part series on the fight for Oak Flat. If you missed parts 1 or 2, you can watch all our reporting on this controversial project on the ABC 15 app. It's also streaming on your favorite services like Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV.